War wasn't supposed to belong to the sky. For most of human history, battles were fought on the ground or at sea, where soldiers could see their enemy face to face. Then came a fragile wooden machine with canvas wings and an engine barely strong enough to lift itself. When that machine rose into the air, everything humanity thought it knew about warfare became obsolete. And over the next century, those flimsy biplanes would evolve into invisible aircraft capable of striking anywhere on Earth before anyone even knew they were coming. This is the story of how military aviation transformed from noisy, trembling kites into the deadliest machines ever built. The evolution of military aircraft isn't just a tale of engineering. It's a blueprint for how nations learned to fight in 3 dimensions. From reconnaissance flights over muddy World War I trenches to 5th-generation jets navigating battles through computer networks, aircraft have reshaped warfare more radically than any invention since gunpowder. Aviation did not evolve gradually. It exploded. Each major conflict forced the sky to adapt, innovate, and redefine power. And behind every breakthrough was a race. Nations competing to fly higher, faster, quieter, and deadlier. To understand modern air power, you have to go back to the beginning. Back to when the sky was new. In 1914, Europe went to war with armies that still relied on horses and bayonets. Flight was barely 11 years old. Aircraft were fragile, unstable, unpredictable. No one really knew what to do with them. At first, they were used only as scouts, drifting above the front lines to sketch enemy positions. Pilots would wave at each other mid-air. Some even tossed bricks at enemy planes because no one had armed them yet. That innocence lasted weeks. It ended once a French pilot mounted a machine gun to the front of his aircraft. Then, warfare had changed permanently. The Knights of the Air era began. Dogfights turned the sky into a violent arena where skill and luck decided who lived. Aircraft like the Sopwith Camel, the Fokker Eindecker, and the Albatros D3 set foundations for air combat maneuvering, weapons placement, and aerial tactics. World War I ended with one undeniable truth. Whoever controlled the sky controlled the battlefield. The interwar years became a golden age for aviation engineering. Aerodynamic science matured. Designers abandoned fragile wood and fabric frames for metal. Aircraft gained enclosed cockpits, retractable landing gear, and far more powerful engines. Propeller-driven fighters started reaching speeds unimaginable. Bombers grew larger and more capable, carrying payloads that could level entire villages. By the time World War II erupted, the world's aviation technology had leaped into a new era. The biplane wasn't just outdated, it was prehistoric. World War II's skies became the ultimate testing ground. The Supermarine Spitfire and the Messerschmitt Bf-109 pushed dogfighting to its physical limits. The P-51 Mustang extended the reach of Allied air power, escorting bombers deep into enemy territory. Meanwhile, heavy bombers like the B-17 Flying Fortress and the Lancaster shaped cities with firestorms. Then came the breakthrough that rewrote aviation's destiny, the jet engine. Germany's Messerschmitt Me-262, the world's first operational jet fighter, was a warning from the future. It was faster than anything in the sky. Allied aircraft struggled to keep up. Even though it didn't arrive early enough to change the outcome of the war, the Me-262 demonstrated to every nation exactly where aviation was heading. But speed wasn't enough. Post the Second World War, the world plunged into the Cold War, and suddenly every military aircraft needed to answer the same terrifying question. How do you fight when your enemy might reach you with nuclear weapons? It wasn't just about dominating airspace anymore. It was about survival. Aircraft had to intercept nuclear bombers, outrun missiles, evade radar, and strike targets thousands of kilometers away. Every new weapon created new vulnerabilities. Every advance created new fears. The challenge was simple on paper and nearly impossible in practice: to build aircraft capable of winning a war that could end the world. And so the early Cold War years saw the jet age explode. The F-86 Sabre and MiG-15 clashed over Korea, proving that jet combat required a completely new approach. Pilots had to learn faster speeds, vertical maneuvering, and missile-based tactics. And then came supersonic flight. The F-100 Super Sabre, the MiG-19, and the legendary F-4 Phantom II pushed air combat past the speed of sound. Interceptors like F-106 Delta Dart were built for one purpose: rise fast, kill fast, deter nuclear attack. Engineers realized that radar was now the real battlefield. Whoever detected the enemy first held the advantage. Aircraft were filled with sensors, countermeasures, and guided missiles. The days of purely instinctive dogfighting were fading. However, it was in the War of Vietnam where the truth was exposed. Technology alone couldn't guarantee victory. Early missiles failed often, dogfights returned, and pilots had to relearn the art of close-range combat. Aircraft like F-8 Crusader and MiG-21 reminded the world that maneuverability still mattered. As electronics matured, fourth-generation fighters took shape. Aircraft like the F-15 Eagle, F-16 Fighting Falcon, MiG-29, and Su-27 defined modern air superiority with the perfect balance of speed, agility, radar power, and weapons precision. They were built to dominate the skies for decades. Meanwhile, bombers evolved into global strike platforms. The B-52 Stratofortress, introduced in the 1950s, proved so effective and adaptable that it continues flying into the 21st century, surviving multiple generations of aircraft designed to replace it. But in secret hangars across America and the Soviet Union, engineers were designing something radical. Something that wouldn't just outrun or outgun the enemy, but would simply disappear. This was the birth of stealth. The F-117 Nighthawk, introduced in the 1980s, was unlike anything before it. Its angular surfaces deflected radar waves. Its shape looked alien because it wasn't built for aerodynamics. It was built for invisibility. Soon after came the B-2 Spirit, a flying wing that could glide into hostile airspace like a ghost and deliver a knockout blow before anyone detected it. By the end of the 20th century, stealth and advanced avionics redefined air power. But the next transformation was already brewing. The dawn of the 21st century introduced the most advanced aircraft humans have ever built: fifth-generation fighters. The F-22 Raptor set a new standard. Its combination of stealth, super cruise, extreme agility, and unmatched situational awareness made it the apex predator of the sky. It wasn't just a jet fighter. It was an airborne computer designed to dominate battles before they even began. Then came the F-35 Lightning II, built not just as a fighter, but as an aerial command center. It gathers data from sensors across the battlefield, shares it with allies, and turns a single aircraft into part of a massive digital network. While these jets flew into the future, another revolution took shape: unmanned aircraft. Drones like MQ-1 Predator and MQ-9 Reaper introduced remote warfare. Pilots no longer had to be inside the cockpit to fight. Surveillance missions expanded. Precision strikes grew more surgical. Entire wars began shifting toward unmanned operations. Now, aviation is entering an age where autonomy, artificial intelligence, and hypersonic speed redefine what an aircraft is. Prototypes are being tested that can fly faster than Mach 5. Swarm drones hit at battles fought by coordinated robotic fleets. And sixth-generation aircraft promise even deeper integration between humans and machines. The sky is not just a battlefield anymore. It's becoming a system. In just over a century, military aviation went from fragile wooden frames to radar-evading stealth aircraft and AI-assisted fighters. Each war forced new innovations. Each innovation reshaped the next war. The aircrafts that once struggled to stay in the air now dominate entire continents. Jets that once needed perfect visibility now fight through clouds using computers, sensors, and data links. Bombers that once carried small payloads now deliver global strategic power. Aviation moved fast because the world demanded it, and the aircraft flying today carry the DNA of every machine that came before them, all the way back to the trembling biplanes that first dared to rise above the trenches of World War I. The evolution of military aircraft is far from over. The future will be faster, stealthier, smarter, and far more automated. But no matter how advanced these machines become, every breakthrough can be traced to one simple idea. The sky is the ultimate battlefield, and whoever masters it shapes the future. If you like this video, don't stop here. Watch our videos about drones and how unmanned killers rewrote the rules of war. And don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up.